Okay, and we're back. So I just did a little bit of house cleaning, but we are good to go. So we made it down to level 10 of the dungeon. We cleared Lair, we cleared Orc. So now we're going to go back to the dungeon and go down to the bottom. So... 10, 12. Okay. Distant Snort. So this we want to find. So read a magic mapping. So if you look at the map, it's probably up here. So guess we'll go this way. Ah. Eat. Okay, so this is the gauntlet, which used to be the labyrinth. So it used to be this really funky maze where the screen would sort of flow around you and you couldn't really see where you were going, and you just had to eventually get to the center to fight the Minotaur and you get a bunch of loot. Now it's this kind of weird little thing called the gauntlet where you sort of pick a vault and you go through the vault and you get to the end and then you fight the Minotaur. So it's a little bit more involved. So just kind of go around and kind of see what's what. So you can just kind of look and see what you may want to fight and what you may need. Like here's a artifact cloak, and a teleport scroll. There's a hat. Enchant weapon scroll, which we don't especially need. We got a pretty good hat. Can't use helmets. So yeah, mainly looking at what you want to fight and don't fight. So, and these come in various configurations. This one you start here and go around. So we teleport in here. Elephants are a pain in the butt. They can do a lot of damage and they can trample you, like push you back, but in pretty decent shape. So let's see, right now we have the rat skin cloaks. This would have to be pretty good. Well, I mean, that's not the greatest, so let's see what this is. So just a cloak of resists negative energy and intelligence, and it's cursed. So we will remove curse and put on our rat skin cloak, and we can drop this here. So now we choose if we want to go this way, a bunch of Rhine Drakes, or this way. No, we didn't really. Don't know that I especially care which way we go. Let's go this way. Okay, so this one has a Obsidian Statue, which we don't really want to mess with. It can summon demons and do all sorts of fun stuff. So we'll just take care of these abominations, or horrors. Take care of these guys. Can't use that. Don't really want that. This will be, don't need a war axe at this point. So now we are out of the gauntlet, and now we can fight the Minotaur. So this is kind of what the old labyrinth was like, but so let's see. Do we want to quaff any potions? Could quaff a might, maybe, just to make sure. And I guess we could call a brother in arms. It wouldn't hurt. Give him something else to fight. So yeah, Minotaurs can 35 damage plus its weapon, and then gore for up to 20 damage. So yeah, they can cause problems pretty quick. Javelins, I don't think we're going to mess with javelins. So you get some loot here, not as much as you used to. I'm going to turn auto pick up off. If you hit Control A, it'll turn it off. And then I can come here and hit comma, and then I can see what's here. So yeah, there's basically nothing. A couple wands, a couple books, which might be nice if we were spellcasters. So, not much. Oh well. Turn auto pickup back on. We will clear the rest of this out. The ring. We have a bunch of identify scrolls, so I'll just read it. Ring of Wizardry. Trog hates magic, so that is not something we need. Makes it easier for you to cast spells. It reduces a failure rate. Another weapon, another battle axe. I'm pretty happy with this at this point. Just taking these guys out with our cleaving. Okay. Dungeon level 13. So here's an ice cave on this level, and forget, do we have resist? I picked up another amulet, but it's not really, we're going to stick with the Amulet of Faith. So we'll just delete that. Do I have any resist cold? Not on me. Okay, so we may or may not do that. Centaur warriors are pains in the butt. This is an ice cave. There'll be a bunch of ice foes in there, and I don't think we have any ice resistance right now, so I'm probably not going to mess with that. So here's a Hydra, so we're going to want to switch back to our flaming axe so we can chop its heads off. So this Manticore can shoot, has this throw barb ability, and with that we're kind of stuck in place. We can't move. So we have these barbs in here. It says it will harm you if you continue. So we just got to kind of wait. We could pull out our crossbow, take some shots at him. Although we don't have too much skill, so oh well, I guess it worked out reasonably well. Pick up our bolts. It's another Manticore. Wraith. Bunch of humans. A lot of humans. So this is a necromancer. I want to take care of him. And this wizards can be scary. He has Crystal Spear, which does a bunch of damage. Bolt of Cold. If we have any wands that are going to help us. Another weapon from Trog. These simulacrum are basically ice versions of various enemies. It's a necromancy spell. You can summon your own if you play a necromancer. Whoa, that was close. Another gift from Trog. We'll just see what it is. Vorpal Battle Axe. And we'll find out what these scrolls are. Scroll of Torment. That basically just does damage to you. That's kind of useless. And a Scroll of Silence is very helpful around certain spellcasters. So they basically can't cast spells while you just whack on them with your axe. So we want to drop Scroll of Torment. Okay. So here's another amulet. We're happy with Amulet of Faith, so I'm not gonna mess with that. Here's some boots. I have boots are running, and I think I can enchant them up a bit. So boots can be as high as +2, so I think I'm happy with the speed. Okay, so here is yeah, the entrance to vaults. Here's our first vault guard. And a necromancer who could have some other stuff, but it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, and an elf is in behind us. I can switch to our crossbow. We probably don't want to duel with an elf because they're a lot better at range than we are. I could use one of my wands. Ice Blast. Close this so he has to come closer. Plate armor of magic resistance. I think we're happy with our +6 plate armor of fire resistance. You can pretty much use that all the way to the end. So vaults will come back here after we clear out the dungeon and the 2 layer branches. Then we can come back to vaults. It'll be a while before we get here. That's part of the tricky part of this game, is learning where to go when, because we could jump right in there now and most likely get murdered. Ugly Thing, these have different various elemental effects. Slimes on their own aren't too bad, but they can group together pretty quickly into giant slimes that do a lot of damage. And our strength. Something invisible. This is probably an unseen horror. Get him in a hallway where he can... Oh. There he is. Oh, we killed him. Okay, that's dungeon 13. 14, we got a bunch of centaurs. A shop. Let's see. Scroll of Blinking we want. Scroll of Fears, handy. Teleportation. I would say that's good for now. Another unseen horror. This is Rupert. He can be a pain in the ass. He can paralyze you and confuse you, but it looks like our MR is pretty high, so we should be... Yeah, we have 4 pips of magic resistance, so we're in pretty good shape. Although he can berserk too. And then we have Azrael, who is another unique with a bunch of annoying skills. I may call in a brother in arms just to help. So Berserk Troll. And another unique. So I'm gonna start pulling back here. another weapon, another Ruin Battle Axe. +4. So this is Louise. She can banish you, although she doesn't have much chance against our magic resistance. That's the main concern with her, I think. Although we don't seem to be doing too well, so I'm going to call Brother in Arms in. Let this deep troll take care of her. It can do 27 points of damage. It can bite for 27 points of damage and claw twice for up to 20 damage each. So let him deal with. There we go. Chop her up. Don't need a shield. Some chainmail, but I think we're good with our plate armor. Some more ugly things. I think these are ice. I think cyan is, no, cyan is electricity. We have no RLX, so well, sometimes they'll change. Like now they're acid, ice, fire. Well, that was a little closer than it needed to be. Here's some, I mean, we'll look at it, but it's artifact scale mail, which is not something we really want, but I'm just curious to see what it has. Okay, it just has resist negative and dexterity, so nothing really interesting. And so I set off an alarm trap that marked me, so now everything in the dungeon that's left kind of knows where I am, but I think we've cleared out a lot of it. Here comes some slimes. Some orcs. Some ruined plate, some curing. How much curing do I have? 8. It wouldn't hurt to have some more. So I got barbed by the Manticore again. Let's see, we're a crossbow skill. So the crossbow skill is up to 4, so bring that up to 6. Axes is doing good. Some more armor up to 12 maybe. And fighting up to 15. There's lots of schools of thought on this. Some people train one skill at a time. Some people train a bunch, or train some and focus one or the other. It's just all personal preference, really. Okay, so whoa! So this is the last level of the dungeon, and this could be ugly. So we have two manticores who could barb us, but I think we'll be okay. And these Yaktars are a pain in the ass. They have a bunch of crossbow bolts. So we're going to go back up. Okay, and we're good. Yeah, I don't want to get barbed, so I'm going to... Whoa. So this is an interesting level. Take him into this hallway, or you can... There we go. Okay, so there's one stair we haven't been down. Well, this is bullshit. Well, I don't really want to face a bunch of... Oh boy. Yeah. So there's a teleport trap here. So we're going to get bounced around, so not fun. So I am going to call in some brothers in arms. And Trog's hand and Berzerker, and we'll see what happens. that went pretty well. I've never quite been on a foil like this before, so there's always something new. Another Scroll of Silence. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Another weapon from Trog. Definitely don't want a rapier. Trog will grant you weapons, I think, and sometimes ammo. Okawaru is another god that's popular. Good for fighters. He'll grant you weapons and armor, which is nice. So we'll see what's here. It doesn't look like anything super... +5 ring mail. It's not better than what we have. Acrobat Amulet is nice. It boosts your evasion, especially if you have low EV, it helps, but I think we're happy with the Amulet of Faith, because it helps us spam our god abilities. Alright, so there's some Tengu, got some other company coming, so I think I'm gonna go up and pick another stair. Come on. Yeah, this is a super weird floor. It would be nice to pick up some more resistances. We really only have, well, I guess we have a decent amount. We have some fire, some resist negative, poison. Oh boy. Really don't want to die. So how many blinks? Because I have 3 scrolls of blinking. I think I'll try a teleport, because this could get out of hand with all these crossbows. I'll try these stairs. Let's just draw some of these guys back this way. I started playing this, I don't know, something like 3 or 4 years ago, and I started playing with the client. Why am I not picking these up? Yeah, I think I started playing online maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Another weapon, we should be good here. Another battle axe. I guess the only thing that might be better would be a vampiric battle axe. Let's take a look. Battle axe of flaming. Drop that. New ring. Protection from fire. That'll come in handy. Maybe put that on instead of the Ring of Corrosion. I think my first win was a Minotaur Berzerker there again, sort of like the beginner class, but there's a bunch of those. I think I have about 15 wins now, but most of them are melee. The magic users tend to be a lot harder to get going. But they're more fun because you get all kinds of crazy spells. So yeah, that was... So that's the weirdest 15th floor of the dungeon I've ever seen. So this is the depths, which we'll head here after we clear out vaults. So generally what I would do here is head back up to Lair, and we'll take a look at the first rune branch. So the 4 branches are Swamp, Spider's Nest, Shoals, and Snake Pit, and then you'll get 2 random ones. So now we've got Swamp and Spider's Nest. I usually do Spider Nest first. So here's the Spider's Nest in here. And you'll definitely want to have our poison, which we have because of our rat skin cloak, so we're good there. So there's lots of poisonous stuff in here. These Melii are kind of annoying because they have smiting, so they can fly around and smite you. It's a pain in the ass. These tarantulas are pretty annoying. They can confuse you, which, as you can see, we're confused. You can either wait it out, or you can use a scroll of or a potion of curing to cure the effect. Here's a artifact flail, but we're not really interested in that. We'll take the potion of curing, a tarantula, and a demonic crawler. There's not much food down here that you can eat, so that's maybe a problem. These orb spiders shoot orbs of destruction at you, which is a pretty powerful spell, so it's need to sort that guy out pretty quick. The rest of these shouldn't be too much of a problem, unless you're confused and webbed. These jumping spiders are a pain in the ass. Okay. So yeah, the magic users are fun. There's a bunch of different, I wouldn't really say magic schools, but there's various starting books, like, you know, Ice Elementalist, Fire Elementalist. Necromancer's pretty fun. It's revolves around, you know, raising people from the dead and stuff like that. And that's where some of the changes come into play. In earlier versions of the game, if you raise something from the dead, it stuck around until it was destroyed. But recently, the way it works is you'll animate something from the dead, and it'll stick around for a period of time, and then just no longer. Yep, here comes the Orb of Destruction. No. So yeah, it took off a decent chunk of damage. I'll use a Wand of Acid, and then just take out the rest of these guys. Oh, here's another one. Another weapon. Starting to get a little surrounded here. Entropy Weavers can corrode you, and then they hit 4 times for up to 17 damage each, so that's a bad combination. So I'm going to call in a brother in arms and let him deal with them. Oh boy. I'm going to hang back here a bit and just get some health back. And then, so yes, there's a wizard which just sort of like starts with a generic spell book. You can, you know, shoot magic darts. You can blink. You can summon imps. So you can go in a bunch of different directions. So there's a bunch of different race and class combos to keep you keep you from getting too bored. So that's the first level of the spider's nest. So these branches have 4 floors each, and then each of these has a rune, one of the 3 runes you need at the bottom, if we make it that far. Onto paralysis, maybe? Yeah. Should we try enslavement? No. So I'm going to go up, so I don't really want to get confused around an orb spider and a demonic crawler. Paralyze. Come on. 9. Oh, and we're confused. Wonderful. Okay, let's get out our crossbow. That is a Moth of Wrath, which isn't too bad on its own, but it can berserk everything around it, which can be very not good. Try a Wand of Disintegration on this guy. Maybe bring up our evocations a little bit more. Good grief. Stop. Emperor Scorpions are very annoying. Sting for up to 30 damage, and Claw twice for 15 damage. Take him on with this guy. Take advantage of him while we have him. Yeah, like I say, another nice thing about playing online is sometimes I'll, get a game started at night, and if, things are kind of quiet at work, I may play a little bit, just to check in. Play like maybe a level or 2 just to blow off some steam. Yeah, this is an electric eel, and I have no electricity resistance. I'm going to back off a bit. One thing you can use with these guys, no, we don't. If you have a Wand of Flame, you can shoot it into the water, and causes a bunch of steam clouds and gives you some cover. If you're not a fan of keyboard shortcuts, you may want to think about using the downloadable client, because it's a bit more... Oh boy. So we are going to blink out of this, hopefully. And then cure, and then I don't know why he is kicking my ass, but we'll let our Berserk friend take care of him. Another battle axe. We'll just try it on. Vorpal battle axe. No, thank you. So yeah, the game has a pretty decent community. You can if you're online, you can spectate other people's games, and you can chat. There's a little bot here. You can, little query things. When there's a new major release, they'll have a little tournament, and basically anybody who's playing online during the tournament period is entered in the tournament, and you get points for doing certain things like getting a rune, killing a unique, getting a win. You get points for doing lots of things, so it's not like you have to be amazing at the game to get some enjoyment out of it. And then you'll get banners for making certain achievements. It's pretty cool. Okay, so level 2 done, on to level 3. Oh boy. So hornets are bad. These spark wasps are more bad. So 33 points, up to 33 points of damage and up to 18 points electrical damage. Get some help just in case. We could probably use him for something else. It's another ring. It's probably a waste, but I'm lazy. So we have an ice ring, so if we do run into a cold foe, we could pop that on. Potion of resistance. Another ring. I'll try this one on. Ring of positive energy. That's we already had 2 resist negatives, so we don't really want 3. I'll put the slaying back on and drop that. It's probably around this time where you don't really want to auto travel as much and think about, put a little more thought into what you're doing. Yeah, I think I've used this a bit too much. My brothers in arms are at 67% failure. I don't want to get orbed. Okay, these guys shouldn't be too bad. This wasp could in theory paralyze us, which would be bad, and for some reason it's invisible now, which is worse, but somehow that worked out. Okay, so next floor is a ruin. Sometimes I'll do the first 3 floors for the first branch, then go over and do the first 3 of the second, and then come back and do, the bottom floors. But sometimes I do that, sometimes I'll just go straight down, so we'll give it a try. We seem to be doing okay with this axe. There is a bunch of orb spiders. It's a little bit see where our skills are at. So I think, let me check my hand crossbow. So it's the minimum attack delay at level 10. So maybe we'll bring that up to 10. We'll do some dodging. Don't really want to get confused on level 4. There's Emperor, Scorpion. We should be okay. Another Emperor Scorpion. This seems to be the main vault in there, so let's go this way. Hornet. weapon from Trog. Don't really need a war axe, but thanks anyway. So let's see what else is going on. I think that's the vault. So I'm gonna finish checking this out down here. So yeah, you may know me as the person who edited the first couple of Text Talks Battletechs. Tex mentioned it was something he wanted to do, and I was curious to learn a bit of video editing, so I didn't really know any video editing when I did any of that stuff, but turned out halfway decent. So yes, fortunately I have people who actually know how to edit now, so obviously the production values are much higher these days, which is good. Let's see. Not really sure what the layout is. I'm gonna check out this ring. This artifact ring. RF and strength +2. I mean, okay. So it's basically a protection from fire ring with also some strength. So I'm just gonna drop the protection from fire ring. Check up here. It's an enchanted war axe, but we don't need that. You can... T brings up your shout command, which is good for... You can get allies in various ways, like there's an orc god Bo who will grant you followers, and you can use these commands to sort of order your followers around, but you can also kind of yell to generate some noise. You can see the noise up here on the right, so you can kind of like try to draw things out. Feels a little cheaty-ish, but it works. We're very hungry, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat. Don't really know how much more. Oh boy, here we go. We could do a couple brothers and a couple of bros, and then we were confused, so we will cure out of that. So I think with a couple of brothers in arms we should be reasonably okay. As long as we don't get confused. Oh boy. Don't really want to fight two Emperor Scorpions, so I'm going to teleport. Definitely don't want to get paralyzed next to two Emperor Scorpions. What happened to my... Oh boy. Don't know what happened there. Okay, so now we are going to waste a blink to get the hell out of here. Cure. Oh, here we go. And haste. So we should be able to outrun most of these guys. And we'll just get to the stairs and start over again. And this will draw them out. So they'll be spread out a bit when we go back down. So we're not fighting them all bunched up there. Oh boy. Yeah, Moth of Wrath. These things can be, or no, Ghost Moth. It's gonna be a pain in the ass for spellcasters. Not as bad for melee. They can go invisible and drain all your magic, which is problematic. Ooh. Let's take another staircase, shall we? Paralysis, paralysis, paralysis. Doesn't really seem to be doing anything. There we go. We could up our evocations a bit. Oh, so we're axes got to 26, so we stopped training. So that's good. So probably I'll let crossbows get up to 10 and evocations get up, then we'll figure out what to do next. Okay, let's see what's still left in here. So this is a lamp of fire. It's evocable like a wand, and it shoots out a lot of fire based on your evocation skills. We'll get that up a bit. Battle axe. It is vampiric. Let's see, might be interesting. It's draining. Draining's kind of cool. It basically reduces the abilities of the enemies you're fighting. So set off an alarm with a mark, but I feel like there's probably not much left down here. Or we would have known that by now. Okay, so this is the Gossamer Ruin of Zap. So we have one of the 3 runes we need to get to Zap. You can view those with the sort of curly bracket, curly bracket. Yeah, so this will show all the runes you've collected, and we've got the one from Spider. And so yeah, 2 to go. So we'll get the Swamp Rune, and then we'll hard to say. I've only done 5 at the most, so I've done 5, but there's a way to go. So probably end up doing vaults, which can be a little scary, but that's probably what we'll end up doing. And then once you have 3, you can get into Zot and get the Orb of Zap and hopefully escape. So I am just going to fast travel back up to Lair, come back to our stash, and I will do a little house cleaning, but I won't bore you with that. And next time we will hit the swamp and go from there. Later.